Hi guys, so it's Nicolette again, and today I really want to address this issue of being moreki and being a buyer and the psychological impact that it comes with, or the psychological influence where it comes from. Now obviously, you are this person who is an income earner in your family. You live in Johannesburg, you go back home during December, especially now it's December times, most of us will be driving back home, and everybody at home treats you a certain way because they know that you've got a little bit of money, and I want to talk about the psychological effect that it has on you as a person, because I think that's also some of the traps that we fall into as people, that we find ourselves planning when we are in Johannesburg, committing to these budgets, committing to, not overspending, committing to not buying things that you should not be buying. Then you get home, everybody is joyous and everybody is happy, and you get into this happy mood, and all of a sudden the budget goes out the window purely because people are playing at your psyche and they're using, praise and worship to make you buy them things. And it does happen, and it's a reality that we need to face, especially as Black people, because we have never been those type of people. Especially, let's say for instance, you grew up as a person who wasn't really popular, didn't speak a lot, didn't have much going for them. Now you've got this great job, you're a good earner, you're earning a great salary. When you go back home, you become literally a hero, and sometimes you overextend yourself financially because you want to work or fit into this hero impulse or this heroic thing that they put you on a pedestal. Now you can't walk into Kospotong Sakukasi and buy a brown bottle because people think a certain way about you, people see you a certain way, and that's just what it is. Sometimes to a point where they say something like, usbanbani, when they're back home sidla kamnandi, or usbusiso, when he's back home we eat chicken or we eat beef. Now how dare you as Busiso go back home and not buy people chicken, because that's what people are expecting from you. And it's quite important that we fix this complex that we've got, especially as young Black people that are working quite hard throughout the year only just to live a few weeks of praise and worship from our families because we earn a certain amount of money, or because they think that you earn money. Sometimes it's about the clothes that you wear, the phone that you've got, the car that you drive. They just assume that there is money. And now where you live up to this expectation from the community or from your family members, and you play into their hands, into their psyche. Now granted, Christmas time is a time of joyous, the time of jovialness, or whatever the English word is, and you want to do great things for your family because sometimes you don't get the opportunity to do them. How do we make sure that we do them within our budgets? It's very important. I always say to people, I personally wouldn't say to somebody, take your money and become so strict on yourself in December, because if you are trying to do quick fixes in December, you're already too late. You are going to blow your money. You can't now all of a sudden become so money savvy in December. What you should do is that you should learn how to practice proper efficient money management throughout the year, so that you save that additional money, so that in December you can become mureki without it becoming a financial burden on yourself. And this is the most important. This is how you become financially savvy, when you start planning and financially budgeting so that you do not stinge yourself of certain things. Because the other thing that we do is that we try to stinge ourselves of certain things, and we think that we're doing pretty well at managing our money. No, because you're going to be miserable. And nobody likes a miserable person, especially at December. If we want ama chips nama Russian, we want to buy ama chips nama Russian. Who wants to chela because you didn't budget? Now we can eat chips and Russian and cool drink, because that's what we want and that's what we've budgeted for. But the thing is, the problem is that some of us try to become clever in December, and we now all of a sudden want to be financially savvy. Oh my gosh, naka budget at December. Babes, if you didn't budget throughout the year, there's nothing that you're going to be able to do in December. I can tell you that right now. Money management and financial management and efficient financial management starts on the 1st of January, and it goes through up until the next year on the 1st of January again. It does not happen all of a sudden in December. So it's quite important that you understand that you also don't get hit by a surprise when you get additional money. So let's say, for instance, some of you are like you do get your bonuses. Don't get shocked and get hit by this big thing that surprises you, and now all of a sudden you got additional money in your account, and you're now going to become the moreki and become this person that, you know, who does everything to make everybody happy. Plan for it. It's important that we plan for certain things, because if we plan, then we do not plan to fail. But if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. It really is that easy. So going back to that issue, you know, we get put on this pedestal. Our families assume a certain stance in your life if you are earning money. How do we psychologically find ourselves in a good space so that we don't get excited because people think that we are superheroes or financial superheroes? Stop trying to be a millionaire or a superhero with your December money. If you know that you are not that person, don't do it. But if you know that your family does play at your psychology and they use that against you, then rather plan for it, budget for it. If that's the type of person that you want to be, then rather save a little bit of money every single month so that you can become regular, because sometimes it does work for our self-esteem. And people, and rightfully so, people will say, what kind of a weak-willed person are you that your self-esteem is attached to people thinking that you can do amazing things? But sometimes and we're going to be honest, because the thing is, we need to be honest with ourselves. Sometimes it does make you feel a little bit better knowing that you can provide for your family. Kat December, you can make them very happy and you can buy them all these things. Sometimes people have not eaten meat or have not eaten shigini or throughout the year, and you want to be that person, that superhero that comes in, swoops in and just buys everybody ikroza. It's okay if you have budgeted for it. Now make sure that throughout the year you budget for that, so that when it comes to December, you can do that. Obviously, we would rather you take that money and save it so that it can generate and grow. But if it does build your self-esteem, sometimes it's okay for you to do it, because at some point you will wake up and realize you no longer have to do these things. So for me, I always say, and this might be me going totally against probably most of the things that I say, is rather plan for it so that it does not hit you by surprise. It's the same thing that I always say about black tax. Let's not allow black tax to hit us by surprise, guys. Let's not allow little kids and nephews and nieces, some of them that you didn't even know they existed. You're going to be buying Christmas clothes for children that you didn't even know existed. You are not part of the making of those children. But the reality is that we know that there is an element of black tax within our families. And if you are going to be a person who's going to become a moreki in December, and black tax does hit you very hard, make sure you have planned for it. Make sure you have budgeted for it. And if your self-esteem is tied to people thinking that you can bring this joy to the family in December, and everyone is depending on you to buy ikroza and buy the grocery for December, make sure that you plan for it financially, be in a good space for you to be able to buy those things. Mwah! My name is Nicolette Mashile, and I'm signing out. If you are watching this on Facebook, my Facebook page is Financial Literacy with Nicolette Mashile. I'm also on YouTube as Nicolette Mashile, or you can catch me on Daily Teta on SABC1 every single Monday to Thursday at 11 o'clock. Let's connect. Let's talk. Let's discuss money, guys. Let's get ourselves to manage money a little bit better. Remember that stinging yourself certain things that you really want and does not really mean you're managing your money correctly. But there are instances where you need to do some sacrifices so that you can live a better life in the near future than those who are currently living now and they're just blowing their money. Mwah!